mesquite here. This one ought to have a pretty good taproot if we can pull the whole thing in. Ah, there you go. Let's swing over to the left, get away from that line. There's a real good, look how long that taproot is. That is a long taproot. Nice size. Glad we got that one out. That's a good one to get out. Put some of that dirt back down here. I don't like removing a whole lot of dirt on the mesquite. On the cactus, we don't really have a whole lot of choice, but on the mesquite, we don't have to take so much dirt. Run that back down here. Hopefully we'll get all this cleaned up. This part of the property right here hasn't been touched in quite a few years. It hadn't had any mesquite pulled on it. That's why it's so overgrown. And then again, you can look back, you can see where we've come up that fence line right there. Cleared all that out. We'll come back in with the tractor, smooth it all out, make it to where we can drive the truck up in here. The rest of the mesquite is going to come out. It's just not going to come out right this minute. Out of the way. There's actually a real good place down here, just to the right here behind these oak trees. Right down in there, there is a tank, a stock tank that stays, well, it doesn't stay full. It goes dry during droughts, but most of the time it has some water in it. We need a little bit of work on that to get that back. So this is actually a pretty good place to have bees. Plus, it gets us away. We had a previous neighbor, the property over here on the right of us, behind these oak trees over on the right over here. He was bad about spraying herbicide, not letting us know. We lost a number of colonies to herbicide spraying. And that kind of stings a little bit. Not too good. Didn't care. That was the part of the problem between beekeepers and farmers. Farmers don't care about the bees really. Most of them don't, especially hay farmers. They don't really care about bees, and there's really not much that the bees do that can hurt the cattle. So it's kind of a one-way deal. All they care about is getting herbicide out so they can get a good hay cutting. And that's really sad. I mean, they don't need bees to pollinate their hay, so it's kind of a no-care attitude. We've got a new neighbor now. Hopefully this guy's going to be pretty cool, and he's not gonna spray on us. He's a little bit different from the last guy. The last guy was a cattleman. This guy, first I met him, he talked to us on the fence wearing flip-flops and drinking a beer in his gator. So a little bit different. You never would have caught the first guy out here in flip-flops. So I'm hoping this guy's pretty cool. It's good to get along with your neighbors if you can. And it's bad if you can't, but hey, it is what it is. Not everybody gets along. Man, I bet that sun's blinding. I didn't think about that. Okay, we'll cut it back on. We'll get a little bit further up here. We'll cut it back on when we get down to where we're going to be.